It's 3 in the morning. Your eyes snap open, the house is silent, and your brain is suddenly wide awake. If this happens a few nights a week, you're not broken and you're not alone. There is a real mechanism behind that 3 a.m. wake-up. Here's the first thing to understand. Waking briefly in the night is normal. Sleep moves in cycles of roughly 90 minutes, and between cycles you surface toward lighter sleep. Most people drift right back down. The problem isn't waking. It's staying awake. So why 3 a.m. specifically? For many people, the first half of the night holds the deepest sleep. By the early hours, that deep pressure has faded, your core temperature is near its lowest point, and your body is primed to wake more easily. The timing isn't random. Now add the modern trigger, stress chemistry. Cortisol is meant to rise in the morning to wake you up. But under chronic stress, that rise can start too early. You wake, your mind grabs the nearest worry, and the alertness feeds on itself. This is where most people make it worse without realizing. You check the clock. You do the math on how little sleep is left. Frustration spikes, adrenaline follows, and now your body treats the middle of the night like an emergency. The clock is the enemy. Cover it. Okay, enough about the problem. Let's talk about what actually moves the needle, because a lot of the popular advice online does nothing. These are the levers that tend to matter most, and they're all things you control. Lever 1, temperature. A cool room, somewhere in the mid-60s for many people, supports the natural temperature dip that keeps you under. A warm bedroom fights your biology all night. If you fix one environmental thing, start here. Lever 2, morning light. Getting bright light into your eyes early in the day anchors your internal clock and helps line up that cortisol rhythm where it belongs. 10 to 15 minutes outside in the morning does more for 3 a.m. than any midnight trick. Lever 3, what you drink, and when. Alcohol in the evening helps you fall asleep, then fragments the back half of the night. Right around 3 a.m. caffeine has a long tail too. Pushing both earlier in the day is one of the highest return changes people report. Lever 4, and maybe the most important, what you do when you wake. Don't lie there fighting it. If you're up for more than 15 or 20 minutes, get out of bed, keep the lights low, do something boring, and return only when you feel sleepy again. Why does leaving the bed help? Because staying awake in bed teaches your brain that bed is a place for thinking and frustration. Getting up protects the one association you actually want, bed means sleep. Over a couple of weeks, that pattern reforms. One more thing tying it all together, a consistent wake time. Not bedtime. Wake time. Getting up at the same hour, even after a rough night, is the single strongest signal your internal clock has. Chase consistency, and the deep sleep tends to follow. So that's the real breakdown of the 3 a.m. wake-up, the timing, the chemistry, and the levers that genuinely help. Pick one and run it for 2 weeks. If you want the short version, comment the word sleep and I'll point you to the full audit. And subscribe, we go deep on this stuff.